Hey everyone, it's your boy DJ. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You will be joining the newest and fastest growing communities on YouTube. And also, please hit that notification bell because you will be notified every time we drop a new episode. And also, like and share the content and follow us on our TikTok page, Full Effect Podcast.
Full Effect Podcast, the best in the game. Put your ones in the air, acknowledge me. And if you don't, get hit with the sweet chin music. We come through in the clutch, hitting game winners. I'm a king in the ring like I'm undefeated. Left hook, right hook, you down for the count. Pressure make diamonds, we never fold. Full Effect Podcast, you know what it is.
Welcome everybody to another episode of the Full Effect Podcast. I appreciate you all tuning in. It's your co-host DJ, Steven, and my boy P, not able to make it tonight, but we all will be back next episode. People, sports world, oh my Lord. The Knicks with a 29-point historic comeback in the NBA Finals of Game 4 as they go up 3-1 with the score of 107-106. Victor Wembanyama, 44 minutes, 24 points, 13 rebounds, 9 for 25 from the field, 18 apiece from Vassell and Fox. Castle, a little bit on the struggling side for the second game in a row. Harper, 21 off the bench. This kid, like I tell y'all, he's my favorite rookie. He has been sensational in the whole playoffs. And on the Knicks side, 44 minutes, 36 points from big body Bronson, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 12 for 25 from the field. But here where it gets real huge at. Really, really huge for the Knicks. 41 minutes from OG Anunoby, 33 points, 4 rebounds, 10 for 15 from shooting, and 7 from 9 from three-point range. They didn't get much off the bench. 8 from Alvarado, 2 from Robinson, 2 from Clarkson. Look, when I seen the Knicks go down as much as 29, ain't no way in hell I thought they were going to come back, people. It just looked like the Spurs came out more physical. And I agree with Wemby early on. They were in their head. Towns caught 2 quick fouls. That changed the narrative of the game. But the change of the game was, I believe, it was the third quarter. The Knicks tried to make a run, but the Spurs kept, I would say the Spurs kept the lead. They kept, 22, 17, 19. So it's like, I don't think the Knicks are going to come back from this. But when the Knicks went on that 20-4 run with 8:03 left in the fourth, I said they got a chance. And even with that 20-4 run, they were still down, I believe 15. Then it was trickling back and forth, 17, 19, 15. But then when the Knicks cut it to 15, and then with 5:03 left in the fourth quarter, it was 99-92. I said, oh, damn. Uh-oh. I knew they had a chance then because from the start of the fourth quarter, the Spurs got cold, y'all. Cold. Whatever shots they was making in the first half, and some of those shots was open. Fox had an open 3. I also remember Castle, who struggled for the most part of the night, he missed 2 open 3s. The shots that were falling in the first half of the San Antonio Spurs was not falling. And then the Knicks went on their run. They got hot. But once when they cut it to 12 and 10 and 9, then the Spurs went up 11, then the Knicks went down 8. It all went. Then the Knicks only went down 8. It all went downhill. It was, to me, I felt like the Spurs did what they were supposed to do. They doubled Bronson, but here's where you tip your hat off to a team. You doubled a star, and the role players are knocking down shots. If OG don't go for 33, they're not coming back. They're not having a chance to come back. Alvarado made a shot or two. And this is all despite Towns only having 13. Bridges didn't give you nothing. Still managed to win this game. The Knicks stayed in it. They never quit. They kept chucking and chucking and chucking. They kept trying, and this is what happened, ladies and gentlemen, when you don't fold, when you don't quit, and when you don't give up. Another cute, 3 huge plays to me at the end of the game that cost the fate of the Spurs. It was, I believe, it was 104 to 97. Bronson hit a huge 3 over Wemby. They don't make that shot. I'm confident to say we're looking at a different outcome. Absolutely. And another key play of the game. Another key play of the game was when the Knicks missed a shot. I believe Castle or Vassell got the rebound, and the ball got loose going up the other side of the court. Fox got the ball, thought he had a layup, and that block by OG Anunoby to save that bucket with 11.4 left in the fourth quarter. That right there is the second biggest play. That's the second, because they make that layup. Now you playing a foul game. Knicks got to make their free throw, got to hope the Spurs will miss one. Now, everybody, where I think the game, I really think they lost the game. They still could have had this game right here. I've never seen a superstar so shaken, so nervous, and so scared on the free throw line. When Wemby was on the free throw line, I believe, I forgot the time, like 21, maybe 20 seconds left. I seen that arena, everybody standing up, everybody shouting, everybody screaming. I seen that camera shook. Whenever you're watching sports at home, when you see that camera shake, I felt for the Spurs in that moment, because I knew a young superstar, he's 22, not only was the arena shaking, and like I said, you feel you could see the camera shaking. That's how loud it was. But here's the key factor of them free throws. Y'all go back and look at Wemby. He was scared as shit on that free throw line. I was sitting there and I said, ain't no way he making these. I could just see it, y'all. He just looked shook. He looked scared. He looked like he was praying that those free throws were going to go in. In the first one, what did he do? Missed the side of the rim. Which means the ball wasn't even straight whatsoever. I said, uh-oh. He better make this second one or it's trouble. And he chucked the second one. Y'all know what that is? Because Wemby, for the most part, make the majority of his free throws. I can't remember the last time I can remember where a superstar chokes with the game on the line on the free throw line. But not only did they choke, he just like I said, people, he looked shooken. He looked scared. He looked nervous. And all of those bonehead mistakes, I can't say the Fox block, the Fox layup and the block. It's not a bonehead, but the other two things were bonehead mistakes. Maybe Fox, maybe I can say maybe he may have seen him trailing and maybe kind of pulled the ball back out, wait for the teammates to come or maybe to get fouled. But I can't fault him for trying to make that layup. I can't. Maybe you can get an N1. Maybe you make the layup. Maybe you get the foul and miss the basket. I'm not mad at it. It was just a good angle. It was just a good hustle and a good defensive play from OG Anunoby. It was a great play. And now what I didn't like, 5.6 seconds on the clock. I didn't like that shot by Bronson. It was still 3.8 left on the clock, and you took a long range three. I didn't like that. I felt like you could have got you could have drove to the lane a little bit more. Or I will feel okay with you passing to somebody open because it was two people on you. If I think it was two people on him when he took that shot, and by the grace of God, OG snuck up in between two defenders along with his teammate down there and was able to get a tip. He was able to get a tip-in basket. And the basketball guys was with the New York Knicks. I believe that going into this game, ladies and gentlemen, whoever won this game was going to win the series. Because if the Spurs win, because let's play from the Knicks side. If the Spurs win from either side, it's 0-0 now. It's the best out of three. Now, if you're the Knicks, are you really out of it if you really lose this game? I say not completely because you just won 2 in San Antonio, which is very hard to do. It's been a while since a road team won the first 2 games in the NBA Finals on the road. It's been a while. But the pressure will be, but the momentum will go all the way back to the Spurs if they was to win game 4. But now, as you see the Knicks go up 3-1, it's a real uphill battle for San Antonio. It's a real uphill battle now. The thing with when they came back on Cleveland, it snatched their hearts out. And that's what this game feels like. Do I think now? I still think San Antonio will win game 5. And it's going to put pressure back on the Knicks to win. They have to. But that's what it felt like. The Spurs got their hearts not only ripped out, it felt like their soul got snatched out. Because you ain't no way in hell, people, you can blow a 29-point lead like that. And you were still up 15 with what at the 80 something mark, 803 mark. It was 90 to 80. I'm sorry, it was what? It was 80 to 95. You got to bring that home, but the Knicks went cold. The Spurs went cold, and when you have a comeback, you do have to have some luck go your way. Missed field goals, some calls, some luck, and you also have to put the ball in the basket. What I'm noticing in these finals, you're not getting a lot of bench play from both of these teams. Besides, now the Spurs have the advantage on that because Dylan Harper himself is giving you through 4 games. He's scoring. He's averaging 15 off the bench. In 2 games, he gave you 20 to 21 points. But on the Knicks side, the thing is, like tonight, they got 12 total points off the bench. In San Antonio, along with 21 from Harper, you got 29 points off the bench versus 12. And the crazy thing is, the field goal percentage was equal. I mean, almost equal. They both made 36 field goals. Knicks was 36 for 78. Spurs was 36 for 86. 3-point shooting, 15 for 32 from the Knicks, 47%, 17, 43 from the Spurs. Both teams didn't shoot terrible. Wasn't the best, but it wasn't terrible. Spurs won the turnover battle, 11-13. But they won the rebounding battle. It's just where I think where it happened was the free throws. The Knicks made 20 out of 28. Spurs was 17 for 20. Now, Spurs shot immaculate from the free throw line at 85%. But those 2 free throws from Wemby, that cost their ass the game. That will go down. I don't think it's going to go down in history as the biggest blunders because he's so young and he got a lot more career ahead of him to make up for that. Because that was a choke job. I don't give a damn if you 17 or you're 47. Don't matter. You got to make that. If you a superstar, you got to make that. Not only you miss one, but you miss both. You make those. If Wemby make those free throws, it's a whole different ball game. Like I said, it's a whole different ball game. You up 3, Knicks have to make a basket. They have to. If they don't, game 99% over. And if they make a basket, they foul you. You just make your free throws. But you choked. Now you only up 1. Man, people don't understand. Not only every minute counts, but not every effort counts, but also every basket counts. When you in a close game, this is a perfect example. But I don't know how the Spurs bounce back from this. The only thing, if you are the Spurs, in my opinion, y'all got to say, look, we got to focus on Game 5. Don't even think about Madison Square Garden Game 6 or San Antonio Game 6. No, we must focus on Game 5. And I feel the only way the Spurs can make a statement, people, is if they blow them out. And I don't, and even with the blowout for the majority of the 3 quarters tonight, I just think the Knicks were missing shots. That first half, they couldn't hit nothing except OG. Bridges was terrible. Hart couldn't make nothing. They really got scores for 2, and then Towns was in foul trouble. This was served on a silver platter for y'all. Because I felt last game the Spurs, I feel Game 3 was the Spurs' best game from top to bottom, from start to finish, out of any game in this series. And they barely won. They still almost choked that game. Castle don't make those 2 free throws to go up 4, they might lose that game. And I told my cousin in the last episode, that's why I think the Knicks may win Game 4. Because the Spurs played their best and they barely won, while they won 2 on your home floor. That tells me a lot. Now, they didn't come out to their standards. The Knicks didn't. They were getting blown out. They were getting outplayed. Spurs were more physical. The Knicks got more calls in the first half. People don't understand that. You may look at it and be like, oh, they're getting all the calls. No, the Knicks took more free throws in the first half. So you can't say the refs were cheating. The Knicks just wasn't making shots, and their defense was horrendous. It was terrible. But like I said, they just missed shots, and that's why. And the Spurs was making shots. They couldn't miss from three. I think the first half they were, and I think they hit like 10 or 11 threes. Yeah. They went into the half with 11 threes. And the rest of the game, they made 6. That's how colder they got. They got extremely cold. They got extremely cold. And I just think the Spurs has to come out with that same intensity. It seemed like to me when the Spurs play a little faster, they get the Knicks off guard a little bit, especially when Mitchell on the floor. Because I don't know if you guys noticed, close to the half, I think it was like 4 minutes left in the half, in the first half. Mitchell Robinson was gassed. They had to bring in some other guy. What is his name? They had to bring in some other guy. It's not showing it right here. But yeah, they had to bring in another center because Towns were in foul trouble and Mitchell Robinson was just gassed. When the Spurs got to play faster, their defense is fine. They've been taking care of the ball. But the important thing is they were the more physical team. Then in the halfway third, fourth quarter, they just fell apart. I don't know what it was. But I think game 4, like I said, if you're the Spurs, just focus on game 5. Do what you did in the first half of game 4. More physical, playing a little bit more fast. Because Fox is a quick guard. Nobody on that team can keep up with him. He's shifty and he's fast. And just make shots. And if I'm the Knicks, play tough. You got to be the aggressor. You got to play physical. You got to make shots. You got to win the rebounding battle. It seemed like whoever won the rebounding battle, except for this game, they win the game. But I think the Spurs are in a tough spot. They're in a tough spot. Just focus on one game at a time. But yeah, I think this is over in 6. I did have Spurs in 6, but man, by going up 3-1. But before I go, y'all, if the Knicks, because in every game in the first quarter, the Spurs go up 10 to 12 points. Every game the Knicks have came back. Now, they lost game 3, but every game they came back. Now, I tell you what. If the Knicks go on the road, you get a 10, 12, 15-point lead, oh, they smell it. Yeah, the Spurs can't let them get up 10, 15 nowhere. Spurs got to come out and dominate. That's the only way, like I said, the Spurs can make a statement. You got to come out and smash them in the mouth. You need to blow them out by like dub. 15 would be cool. You want to take the momentum back from the Knicks to win this game in a great fashion and send them back to New York with a bunch of pressure on them. That's what the Spurs got to do. But I now think the series is over. It's not a guarantee, but Spurs can make it a series still, but they got to send a statement. But yeah, that's it for tonight. Once again, the Knicks made a historic comeback. I think it's the largest comeback in NBA history. I got to look that up. They were down 29 points, and they won the game 107 to 106. 33 from Anunoby again, 36 from Bick, Body Bronson. But yeah, everybody, thank you for tuning in once again. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so you will be notified every time we drop a new episode. We appreciate your support. We highly do. All right. And follow us on TikTok page, Full Effect Podcast. Until next time, everybody, your boy is out.
Full Effect Podcast, you know what it is.